In the 17th and 18th centuries, expanding a global empire required a steady supply of one specific, highly stubborn material, pure metallic zinc. Pure zinc was the critical ingredient for brass. Because it resists corrosion and is easily shaped, brass was the essential metal for the high-precision navigation instruments required to rule the seas. This metal also served as the backbone of imperial military power, used for everything from small arms components to heavy artillery. But the raw material at the heart of this demand, zinc sulfide, posed a unique chemical challenge for European metallurgists. Unlike other metals, zinc boils at just 907 degrees Celsius. For comparison, iron doesn't even melt until it reaches 1500 degrees. This created a physical failure in European technology. When engineers heated the ore in standard open-top furnaces, the metal turned into a gas before it could be collected, floating out the chimney as white smoke and vanishing. Because Western science couldn't solve this vaporization problem, empires were forced into a costly reliance on India, which held a global monopoly on pure zinc, then known as kalinag. While Europe struggled, Indian engineers at Zawar in Rajasthan had already bypassed this hurdle by the 12th century. They utilized a process called downward distillation, a continuous chemical operation designed to trap the zinc gas before it could escape. The Zawar design utilized a two-chamber furnace. A high-temperature fire burned in the top section, while a cooler collection chamber sat directly beneath it, separated by a perforated clay plate. Zinc ore was roasted, mixed with charcoal and oil, and packed into clay flasks called retorts. These flasks were placed upside down over the perforated plate, with long clay condenser tubes fitted to their necks. Charcoal was piled around the inverted flasks in the upper chamber and ignited. As the temperature rose past 1000 degrees, the solid ore inside the flasks turned into vapor. Because the top and sides of the flask were sealed, the expanding zinc gas was forced downward, traveling through the cool clay tube and passing through the perforated plate into the lower chamber. The moment the hot gas hit the cool air of the lower chamber, it condensed into pure liquid zinc droplets. These fell into vessels filled with water, preventing the metal from catching fire. This massive industrial-scale achievement gave India a lucrative and unchallenged monopoly over the global zinc trade for centuries. In the 1730s, an English metallurgist named William Champion set out to break that monopoly. The British East India Company needed a domestic supply of zinc to fuel their maritime expansion. Champion traveled to Rajasthan, where he managed to observe the operation of the closely guarded Zawar distillation furnaces. He returned to Bristol, England, with the mental blueprints of the Indian engineering process. In 1738, Champion patented a new method for distilling zinc, claiming the invention as his own. This was the moment an ancient Indian scientific breakthrough was legally rebranded as Western intellectual property. The physical evidence of this transfer surfaced when researchers excavated Champion's original Bristol furnaces. The ruins revealed that Champion's design utilized the same concept of vertical, closed ceramic retorts found at Zawar. The Bristol furnaces also featured the same downward condensation pipes used to force the gas into the lower chamber. Archaeologists even found the identical lower cooling chambers designed to catch the liquid metal in water. The only adjustment Champion made was a change in fuel, swapping Indian wood charcoal for English coal to match local resources. The physical evidence shows that Champion's furnaces were a one-to-one copy of the Zawar blueprint. Champion leveraged the copied patent to amass incredible wealth, satisfying the British Empire's massive demand for brass. This stolen blueprint allowed Britain to establish Europe's first commercial zinc smelting industry. This shifted the global economy. As British production increased, the trade line from India began to fade. Once they controlled the technology, the British Empire abruptly shut down their importation of kalinag from the East. The West secured its market position by using stolen intellectual property to remove India from a global supply chain it had spent centuries building. For centuries, Western history books credited Champion as the pioneer of commercial zinc distillation. This narrative erased the generations of Indian metallurgists who had actually solved the chemistry of the impossible metal. The story of the Zawar blueprint serves as a reminder that the foundations of the Western Industrial Revolution were, in many cases, built on the uncredited scientific genius of the East.